Hi, welcome. So we're going to do another one in the series called Harmonizing Energies. I have my mood map cards, and every time we do one of these moods, we do the reading and set it aside. So we're whatever's left. I figured this whole series might just be making our way through these cards of different moods and how to work with those energies. Like, what's it calling us to do? So let's see what messages want to come through about Envious. Whoa, it must be the theme of the day. I literally, poop you not. I don't curse on the videos. I just posted a reading called what did I call it? It was called Transcending a Past Life of Envy. Who's watching this? It might be one of you. I love it. I love synchronicity. We're going to talk even more about envy. This is wild. Literally, that came up already. Oh my gosh. Why is that so washed out? I think it's this new / crappy camera. So, my bad. Okay. I just love synchronicity. It's the theme of the day, apparently. Envy. Maybe this there. That's the picture part of it. It's called Envy. It's like this mountain landscape here. Okay, let's see. Let's come to these babies and pick another overall energy and see. Let's just see what it's got to tell us about envy. Don't hide. Dare to dream big. Remind yourself that everything is possible. Don't hide your talents and abilities, but use them to build your world. I bet that's related somehow. Okay, so what we're gonna do, let's use my Pause Tarot. These are slippery. They feel so good. They're like my favorite feeling cards, and they're just fun. They have cute cats on them. So, what do we need to learn about envy that we haven't already talked about today? Well, maybe that's what we have to. Those two wanted to come out. Okay, so we have the Four of Cups, the Tower, and Justice. Eight of Cups, Ace of Wands, and the Hermit. Okay, can you even see these? Maybe. Good thing I used the most colorful cards while I figure out this camera situation. So I'm just sort of bringing things down to a point. So we're starting out with the Four of Cups, the Tower, and Justice. So right out of the gate, it feels like the Tower is really relevant for envy because it's kind of a destructive force, right? It's just a very contracted energy, very disruptive and destructive. And the Four of Cups is like, we have this heart protector energy, but it's really closing ourselves off to the gifts that are meant for us because we're looking out in attachment. Right? We're attaching to what other people have and thinking, well, why can't I have that? And when we're in that state of, well, why not me? Like, I want that. Or like I feel judgmental on them, about them because they have something I want. And it's by doing that, we keep ourselves closed off from what we could be having, which is the same amount of abundance. The Justice it's almost like this envy feeling feels like everybody's got, it has to look the same for everybody. Well, and if mine doesn't look like yours, I mean, I want what you have. I'm envious, a little jealous. And so the Justice is this like balance seeking thing, which when you apply it to envy isn't so good. Like what is good for one person may not be good for another person. So why would you want exactly what they have? So it makes sense why we have these 3 cards right at the top. Coming down from the 4 of Cups, so our heart closed energy and this destructive energy, this 8 of Cups is like a moving on. So there's something that's like you're not wanting to be looked at here. A lot of times this is like, I'm not settling for less. But this is almost like you're turning your back on everything you do have or that you could have. You're moving on too quickly to seek what somebody else has. But really this is well, I don't want to settle for less for myself either. So I want to move on and seek something that's fulfilling for me. It has nothing to do with anybody else. So there's 2 sides to that I'm reading, which makes sense. We got the sun and the moon here in the upper corner. And then the Ace of Wands coming down from the Tower, and that Justice card is saying, well, when that destructive and balance-seeking energy is really like, look, we have both of these cards where there's gifts coming out right at you, out of the blue, but you don't see them. And this is like, the light side of this is you are moving on to seek your abundance for yourself. And it's not going to look like anybody else's. And I think how do we come into that understanding is we get down here to the Hermit. So envy really calls us into this, go inside and see, what do you want for yourself? It's not about, and it doesn't have to look like anybody else's. So I don't even know if we need to clarify this any further, but I kind of want to do another one. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is pull, we haven't used these sweet babies in a while. This is let me see if I can dig out my book, the Mystical Shaman Oracle. I want to see real quick because I brought these home from my studio to use them more often. These are cards I made, and they just have like a word or 2 on them. So is there anything else that to deepen this, like provide some more texture to this envy? I also want to let's see first. Portal. Ooh, what's that all about? Separation, yeah. It definitely keeps us separated from others and ourselves. Transformation. Yep. So it's the way I'm reading this is that once we recognize that envy isn't real, it's so weird. It's like attaching to this, what somebody else has, or this idea of what the thing that would fulfill you looks like because you see it out there that somebody else has, when it's really not the thing meant for you. You have your own thing. It's this separation. Once we grapple with that and move down, there's like we move through this portal of transformation. That's how I read that. It's like this 8 of Cups is you going off to seek, well, what does mine look like for me? What does my purpose, passion, that's the Wands, like what am I, what's meant for me? I want to go back to this don't hide, dare to dream big. Totally relates. Remind yourself that everything is possible. Don't hide your talents and abilities, but use them to build your world. Yeah, it's not going to look like anybody else's. That totally makes sense. So let's get an oracle message from the Mystical Shaman and see what it's going to tell us. Soul retrieval. Heck yeah, I'm here for this. I love soul retrieval as a practice and a concept and healing. The essence. Soul retrieval is a practice that helps you recover a part of yourself, your energy, your enthusiasm, or your innocence that you have lost. At first, we'll use soul retrieval to recover from our hurts and heal our childhood wounds. Later, we learn to journey to recover our original nature, that self that never left the Garden of Eden, who still speaks to the rivers, to the trees, and to God. When we return to Eden, we are whole again. The invitation. You are no longer fragmented. You are one with creation. You have healed the cause of the pain you feel, so you do not need to dwell on it any longer. Really, it's true. If you are still hovering over an old wound, find a new flight path. Don't be distracted in the little stuff you've already mastered. Go for the big one, the journey back to Eden. Don't hide. the medicine. When did you compromise what you truly believed in to be loved or accepted by someone? That's totally where this wound comes from. Think back over your life and find the time or times when this happened. Vow never to compromise your integrity again. What have you agreed to in the name of love that you know is deeply wrong? Make it right this instant. Ooh! I think we learned a lot more about envy than even that prior reading I just posted. I'll have to cross-link them. That's wild. So thank you for being here. Definitely let me know where envy has shown up. I mean, I remember back from growing up in childhood, this has been part of my history. And I think, like in that reading I just posted was about past lives, totally resonate with that. And something that has shown up in this lifetime to be healed. So maybe this reading is just for me, which is fine. But thanks for watching anyway and seeing what parts resonate. It's like, I think we all go through that, right? As kids, young adults, like that outward seeking. But it was I felt it a lot in my like junior high years. Yeah, especially those years of like puberty and like growing, and there were some pretty profound moments that stick in my mind. I was like, why is that still a memory, you know? And usually those things are clues to what there's like little pieces left to heal. And I think what we said in the other reading, the message that came through was like self-love, and that's totally true. Like, because when we're looking outward to attach at something and we feel a little like jealous, a little like, well, why do they get to have that and I don't? It's like, well, why don't you feel like you can have it? There's nothing standing in our way but ourselves and our lack of self-love, perhaps. So anyway, I think that came through again. It's like, go inside, give yourself love, retrieve that piece of your soul, bring it back into the fold. And usually with the soul retrieval, it does have that element of like compassion, showing yourself compassion to welcome that piece back into the fold, because the piece won't come back if it doesn't feel like a loving, safe environment. So we have to do the self-love in order to like make our little nest so our little soul piece can come back. Anyway, I've studied more about soul retrieval than what this even alluded to, but that's another element to it. So, but I'm by no means an expert. I'm sure I have a lot of little pieces still out there to be recovered. So anyway, that's why I got excited about this card. It's so deep and rich and beautiful. So yeah, let me know if you try it. There are guided meditations on YouTube that, just search up soul retrieval. You'll get a ton. Feed your algorithm. All right. Good luck. Bye-bye.